afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Girl Get Up podcast. I am your host, the Aquarian Chancellor, and this is the podcast where I share my stories. I share my guests. They share their stories, all in hopes that it inspires you, the listening audience, to go out and discover your infinite possibilities. I have a guest today. I am going to open up the floor for Mr. Harold Levert. Please with the audience who you are and what you do. Okay, so tell everybody who you are, what you do.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Harold Levert, no relation. You feel me? I got to put that at the end of every time because I'm not related to Levert, Gerald Levert, and Eddie Levert, and I'm not. But, I try to embody the same vibe, you feel me? I sing, I rap a little bit, I write music, you feel me? I do a little bit of everything. That's just the artistic side. On the professional side, I got a degree in psychology. I try to wear many hats, you feel me? So, Harold Levert, I'm a jack of all trades, really.
All right, okay. I want to talk about that name. How you come up with that name? Because I thought when I first heard that, I was like, oh my God, this is too funny. When did you come up with that name?
Being funny, just I joke a lot. Like on Facebook, I'm always joking and stuff like that. So like before I even made music, I was like, let me just go ahead and this sounds funny. Let me just make this my Facebook name, Harold Levert. And
Mm-hmm.
it worked. Had people laughing. You feel me? Like people were dying laughing. They thought it was funny, and so I just kind of went with that. And then I was like, you know what? I might as well. I made a song, and I was like, I might as well make this my music name, like Harold Levert. Like it just catchy, and then it kind of already carried a little bit of weight. You feel me? The last name Levert, so I just piggybacked off that and just made it my music name, my artist name.
Right, you are an independent artist,
Yes,
correct?
ma'am.
Share with the audience who you are, as far as the artist, your artistry, and where you come from.
So I've been making music since like 2020. It's a funny story how I started making music. I always tell people this, but like I was sitting at home one day and just like I was just chilling and like I was had to go to work in a few hours and I didn't want to go to sleep. So I was like, talking to my good man Capo, I was like, bro, let's just make a song, bro, so I can stay up. And I went in the studio and I made a song and it sounded good and that's all she wrote. So that's how I started making music and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And I say that to say like I'm from that's just what I do. Like ever since I jumping around. But ever since like I made that song and so I had a talent for, I was like, man, like I might as well just keep going. Like this could be my way out. You feel me? So I just
Mhm.
kind of been hitting the ground running. I was like 26 when I made my first song. I'm like 29 now. 20. I might be
Okay.
25. So I'm like 29 now. So I've been at it for a few years, but I'm still a baby in music years, really. But I love going to the studio and taking what's in my head and putting it in a song and it sounding better than what I had in my head. That happens a lot. I love doing that. Like that's where the passion comes from for me. Even though like of course like we all as an artist we all want people to like our stuff. You feel me? But like when I create something that sound like pristine, like how I envisioned it sounding or how I thought it would, or it sound better, that's satisfaction to me. That really that really gets me there as far as the artist goes and stuff like that. That's why I make music though.
Yeah,
Um,
amazing.
what was the other part you said? I'm sorry.
No, we'll get there. We'll get there. You are so let's because I'll do a little bit of poking around behind the scenes, right?
Okay.
Before we start talking about the industry stuff. And so I saw that you are a college graduate and you actually just talked about that. So, because this is a platform of talking to youth, my program is really designed for youth ages 16 to 25. When you made that decision to go to college, talk about that senior year, talk about that experience, talk about the decision to go to college versus jumping out there directly into the workforce. Could you talk about that experience for those who might be at that fork in the road right now and might need a little inspiration to help them make a choice, whether workforce or college?
All right. So I'll give you the whole rundown. My story's a little unique. Um, so I'm transparent too. Somebody to tell you when I grabbed my in high school, I was real mediocre. real average. Like I just did enough to get by. My senior year, I think my GPA was real low. Like my senior year was like a 1.8. I didn't care no more about school at that point. I was just trying to get up out of there. And so when I graduated, because I knew I was gonna graduate, I just like whatever. I just do enough just to cash. I'm just trying to go. I worked 2 jobs. I was trying to get money. Was not worried about school at all. Didn't even think I was gonna go to college, honestly, truly. So, I did that. I graduated. I didn't do nothing with my class. I didn't go to no senior nothing. I just left. I was just gone, done with school. I sat home for that next 6 months after graduation. It was like, nah, nah, like this ain't it. This ain't it. I
So,
can't.
okay, so let me ask you this because see, I'm glad you said that because part of my program, like the first module, is helping you take a self-assessment of what's going on, right? And that's a perfect example because you start when you have nothing but free time, you know what I mean? Like you start to get in trouble and you start to find things that to take up your time that may not be so beneficial. So could you talk about was there an experience? You don't have to get deep into it, but what was that decision making factor for you to say, let me try college?
Um, it was just sitting home. It wasn't nothing drastic that happened. It wasn't nothing like I didn't get in no trouble or nothing like that. It was something that kind of pushed me a little bit, but honestly, truly, it was just sitting home. You know what I mean? Like I had came in the house one day and I had walked in. My mother was talking to my uncle, and my uncle was talking like, he's not doing nothing. He just. And I was working. I had a job, of course. I always kept a job. I had 2 jobs probably, but I was working, and my uncle was just like he was just basically just trashing me. You feel me? So I walk in and hear that, I'm just like, dang. Like the truth hurts a little bit sometimes. Like so, like
Yeah,
even
that's
though
a
I was
fact.
working, I kind of was just like that was it. Like
Yeah.
just working, and that was it. Like I never wanted to just be a just working type person. Like I'm struggling with that now, but that's neither here nor there. Just working, it was just like that's not it. So I sat and I thought for a while, and then like I had good people around me. Shout out to my mentor. I always
Hmm.
had a mentor. Shout out to my football coach who I appreciate so much because I'm 6'8", weigh a lot. You know what I'm saying? People thought I'm going to the NFL. People just saw me as a meal ticket, but he wasn't even thinking about me playing football. He wanted me just to get to school, and I appreciate that so much. That means he wasn't even worried about me playing football. He just wanted me to get to school. You feel me? So I appreciate him for that. So between him and like I said, my mentor, and a couple other good people that they put together, helped me, find a school. He introduced the idea of school to me, and I'm sitting there, and then my other homeboy who's also just working, we sitting there, and we like, man, let's just do it. You know what I mean? It was a 2-year school. It's like a 2-year community college, but it was like go away. So like for us, it was like the real thing. When we got
Yeah.
there, it wasn't like the real thing, but it was kind of like it was kind of like hood, whatever the case may be. It was a tech school in the middle of South Carolina. But me and him went there, made some lifelong friends, man. Got a good education, and then after that, I transferred to ECSU, Elizabeth City State University in North Carolina. Um, and I graduated from there, with my psychology degree, my bachelor's in psychology. But that was just kind of what intrigued me. So I always wanted to figure out like how people were thinking, what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, stuff like that. You feel me? I was always unsure about those things. So I kind of took psychology because I wanted to know a little bit more about how the mind works. And that's why I
Mhm.
got my degree in. And man, listen, it was it was a long road, but once I got to that 2 year, once I got to that 4-year university, it was cake really. Cause like when you in college, you there. Um and I graduated, I'm still not I wouldn't consider myself a student. But like I was always smart. That wasn't a question. Even when I had that 1.8, I knew I was smart. I was always smart. I just was an underachiever, if that makes sense. So like, and even in college, I still feel like I could have did better. But I made these lists a couple times in college, stuff like that. You feel me? So, and college was way easier for me than high school was. Honestly, truly, like way easier. I don't way easier. Like
So
so.
that might be some inspiration for the youth who might be like trying to make that decision. And I feel like college gave you a little bit more freedom where you can, you know what I mean? like practice your adulthood before you actually thrown out there and you
Yeah,
know, to the
it's a
world.
fact. You got your own dorm. You may or may not be sharing a room with somebody. Either way, you're responsible for getting up on time. You know what I'm saying? Like you're responsible for, with everything. Wash your own clothes or something. A lot of people don't even wash their own clothes. So
Yeah,
like in
yeah.
college is different. It's just like new for them. Like you gotta wash your own clothes, stuff like that. You feel me? Just keeping your room straight, like having your own little apartment. Like my last 2 years of college, my last like year and a half of college, I felt like I was living single. Like I was a bachelor. Like I had the dorm room for I had it all set up. I had a red light in there. Like you feel me? I had the vibes going on. I had a speaker bar. Like so college, I love college so much. Like I think even if school is not for you, I say this to everybody. Even if you're not a student and school is not for you, I think everybody should experience like a year of college. Because school
Yeah.
ain't the only way. Honestly, truly, it's a lot better. It's not. There's a lot of better options out here. If you're not a school student, you can trade schools, different types of programs, internships, whatever. There's a lot better options out here. So don't limit yourself to just school thing because you gotta go to school. That's what people told you to do. But I think everybody should experience for college. Though. I think it's a good experience. I learned a lot about myself more than anything. The experiences that I gained from college were almost worth more than a degree. I'll tell you that.
Well, we're gonna talk about that. My question to you is when you standing there, you got your family around you and you got that diploma, that college degree, let me say that, your college
Yeah,
degree, and you standing there with your robe on and your hat and everything. How did you feel?
man, it felt amazing. Like I started crying a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you because my mother was there, my sister was there, my aunts, everybody was there. You feel me? My mentor even came. You know what I'm saying? He came. Like I was extremely pleased with myself. You feel me? I felt accomplished. I feel like I actually kind of did. So I feel like I made a little difference in my life. That's the biggest thing. I feel like I made a big difference in the direction of my life.
Hmm.
And like I did for sure. Like I've used my degree numerous times since I've been out of college. Um, Different jobs. I did a homeschool teacher. I've worked as I did counseling. I did not counseling. I did a homeschool teacher. Case management is what I do now on the side. Case management supervisor, stuff like that. Mental health for a mental health company. I do a lot of different things, and I've used my degree numerous times. So like it was definitely worth it for sure. Like
Yeah.
definitely was worth it. Like I said, the experiences though for me, I like the experiences more than the actual education for me because like I said, I found myself a whole lot. Like coming out of high school, I dealt with self-esteem issues. I dealt with confidence issues. I dealt with I don't even know where to begin. Like I couldn't even tell you what I was thinking before I went
Yeah.
to college. Sometimes like it's kind of like my mind's in a fog. But going to college definitely it definitely I found out so much about myself, man. I just can't get over that. Like I be talking about that all the time, but
Yeah.
like I really discovered myself.
That's one of the questions I wanted to ask you a little bit later because like I said, I saw the beginning of your posting and your music career and your videos and stuff like that. And then I kind of, I followed your page all the way to the current, and I saw that there was a difference. Like you can tell when an artist has learned a lot about their craft and about themselves. What has in being a college graduate and an independent artist, what did you learn about yourself throughout that process?
Um, I learned that so the main thing I learned about myself is I can be in the workforce, but the workforce is not for me.
Mhm.
That's the biggest thing I learned. I don't know how to put this. I guess I just don't like. I don't like going to work. I don't like waking up and having to go to work. You feel me? So
Right,
I
you
say
like
that
the
to say,
independent.
yeah, like I say that to say, and that's why my case management job had offered me some type of flexibility to where it's like I can work from home some days, so much and such for perfect. You feel me? But having a job where I gotta get up and go and be on somebody's time every day really does something to my soul.
Yeah.
Like I feel it in my soul. You feel me? Like, but like I'll do it though. I'm not too good for nothing. Like, I'm humble. I'll go do it for sure. That's not an issue. But that's one thing I learned about myself. Another thing I learned about myself is I don't know, like I'm a people person, but like I don't like people. And I know people say that all the time. But it's like I can deal with people, but like I'd rather just be like in my bubble, if that makes sense. So that's another thing about the workforce that I don't like. You got to be around people all day, but you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I handle my business regardless, so it don't matter for sure. But knowing that makes me push harder to be an artist. You feel me? To be on my own time, and I say that, and then I'm like, right now I'm kind of really fighting between both. You feel me? Because
Yeah,
yeah, so like it's definitely a challenge, but it's definitely something I could do.
yeah.
So
So you
so
learned about your ability to overcome and to see the long game.
yeah, and that's always been my issue, seeing a long game, like
Mhm.
because like I've always just seen what's in front of me because that's what was in
Mhm.
front of me, like like every day.
Yeah. How do you find that balance between the having to show up in reality in the real world and then still have that Harold Levert, the alter ego,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That also want to express himself as an independent artist. Like, how do you find that balance?
So it's hard. It's hard, really. But like I learned, I keep every time I think about it, I think of a quote I heard. Like do it tired, do it scared, do it
Mm,
uncomfortable, all that stuff. And like sometimes work be beating me. I'm not gonna say a lot to you. Some days I come home, I'm like, bro, like if all I can do is make it to bed, I'll be winning right now.
right, right, right.
but but some days like you gotta come home from work and get dressed and what I'm saying, make content, which I have to do. Or you come home from work, you feel me? And like, go out and do whatever else you gotta do for your music. Like it be like that. Like, but
Yeah,
it'll pay off.
yeah, yeah. It will definitely pay off. So you from the home team, you
You
from the
know it.
DMV area like me.
You know
You from
it.
the home team, okay? So who from the DMV's rap scene or music scene inspires you as an artist?
Oh well, first and foremost, I gotta always say Wale.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm a Wale fan for sure. I was just looking at his shows. He coming out here to Birmingham, I think like November 7th. That's a month exactly before my birthday. I might go. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. But Wale, um, and even though I don't give up that energy. I listen to a lot of like I like some of them. I like some of them young dudes. Yeah, I like the
You talk
Cutifuls and
about
the
the
No Savages and stuff like that.
okay,
Like
the drill.
yeah, I like a little bit of them. Like I be bumping a little No Savage. I like No Savage. Like he be sliding. He locked up right now, but like just like hearing them go get it too, you feel me? And them boys, like even though they local, they got millions of hits on videos and they got millions of hits on songs, stuff like that. So it's possible too. Like I know where they came from. I seen, I didn't seen their hoods and stuff like that before. Like just not been in it for real, not out there, but I done seen it. I know where they come from, so I know, like it's real. Um, but it's a lot of people from the DMV that are actually like doing their thing. People don't talk about him at all when it comes to DMV, but Logic is from Gaithersburg. You know that. I'm sure. I don't know if you know who Logic. You know who Logic is?
I haven't heard a song from him in a while.
Yeah, he don't really make. He kind of fell back on his music. Like he make a little bit of music. I think he dropped a project recently though. But Logic is from the area, and Logic was popping at one point in time. He was up there.
Mhm.
Um, I've always been a Fat Trail fan.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've heard of
SB,
them.
SB. Fat Trail. I always like Fat Trail from Nightmare on East Street. You know what I mean? Uh, yeah, I took it back a little. Nightmare on East
Eastern.
Street. Uh, Who else? You know, Brett Favre is from the DMV too. You know,
Hey,
you know he's from the DMV.
I didn't know that. Okay, okay, okay. I
Yeah,
did not know that.
I forgot where he's from exactly, but he is from the DMV. I can't remember exactly. And
Okay. Man, that's what I need
I
to do birthday.
I ran into a new dude, a new young dude. Like I listen to the young dudes. I feel like I'm unking them now. I'm 29, but the young dudes be spitting like it's a guy I ran into. I think he's from Largo or PG. It's probably, I think they're the same thing. But his name is like Redville.
Mm-hmm.
And if you check him out, he got a song called PG Baby, and that joint pretty smooth. But it's a lot of artists, man. And most importantly, I gotta say, my homeboy, my man's Capo and Manny, they've been making music since I met them. You know what I mean? And so they didn't produce for some of the artists in DC and stuff like that, but they more so local back home. But they sound like their sound and they craft like they've been doing it for a while, like vets. You feel me? So that they've been doing it for a while, and they even did some stuff at they worked with a lot of people up top for real, for real. So
Yeah. You talked about mentorship earlier. How important has that been for you as far as pushing your music career?
uh well, I mean me and my mentor kind of like, like after I graduated college, he was like, okay. He was like, yeah, I got you through. Like
Yeah.
we good. Everything after this is kind of like, we here with it. Not, you know what I mean? Not, but as far as my music go, they try me to keep pushing, even if they don't listen, like it's probably not they speed. He's older. He's like 50, 60.
Mm-hmm.
But it's probably not his speed, but he still, they strive me to do good in whatever I do. They support me in whatever I do, him and his wife. And I appreciate them forever for that. So, and even still, like, just him being in my life, kind of, like I said, it just taught me, like, to keep going. Like, because I was in college, and there's a couple times where I called him, I'm like, hey, look, I don't know. Like, hey, look, OG, like, I don't know if this is it. Like, like, but he like, shoot, made it this far, you might as well keep going, And I kept
Yeah.
going. I graduated, so it was worth it. You feel me? So
Mhm.
like, just to keep going and just keep doing my best as much as I can.
Yeah. One thing I like about social media though is that if you're out there and you find inspirational content, anybody could be your mentor. They don't have to physically be in your proximity. You know what I mean? If it's something that keeps you uplifted, if it's something that keeps you inspired, listen to it. Like everybody don't
That's
have to be, you know what I mean, like right around you, but their words could still have an impact. So I just, for anybody
no,
who have a hard time or don't have that person in their life, find somebody on YouTube, find a podcast, find a source of inspiration, and that can also be your mentor.
tell them to tune in to Get Up Girl.
Yep. Hey, turn in. Yep. Girl, get up. Yep. Tune in. So I like Simple Pimp. Did I say that right?
You said what? Simp the
That
Pimp?
your song, Simple Pimp.
Oh, Simp the Pimp. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
that's
name of
kind
it.
of catchy. I like that.
I
So
appreciate it.
you're welcome. I like that song. It's kind of catchy or whatever. What do you think that you could add, like your artistry, the way that you create your music, your flow, you're incorporating singing as well. What do you think that you can add to the music scene, whether, it's like the music industry or whether it's local? What do you think the flavor that you come with that you add?
I love this question because somebody asked me this before. I love this question. The answer is always and forever going to be authenticity.
Okay.
Because like Simp the Pimp, I tell, like, when I tell a story about a situation, I tell the whole story, not just the parts that make me look good. You feel me? I'm one of them type of people. So like, Simp the Pimp is about me. You feel me? I was simping, like, and then like I kind of like, but I needed that though.
Mhm.
I needed that, and I'm not saying I turned into really a pimp, but I kind of like it helped me find a like a like a help me find like a little not swag. I'm trying to like a little. little sauce that I needed. You feel me? Find the extra sauce that I needed in life. You
Right.
feel me? So I appreciate the simping portions of my life. Like I simped a lot. It's not just one time. Like I'm a habitual simper. Like
Okay,
so
hold on.
like
So did you know I we have a variety of people who may listen to this show. So I'm a little bit older than you. You know, I got a little bit of age on me. So what is a simp?
so
Define for people who might
a simp really technically speaking is basically like when you're doing like a lot, like when you're kind of like you're basically doing too much for somebody that don't like you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's like you really adamant, you really pressing them, but you know it's not going nowhere, but you still simping over them. You know what I mean? You like her, you like on her back burner for real, like you like she'll bring you out to play a little bit if she want, maybe. She might not ever. She might, you know what I mean? It's like you kind of in her pocket, basically. You know what I mean? I've been there a couple times. Like I said, habitual simper.
You got a lot of you got a lot of likes and shares for that song. What has the reception been from that song? Like
Oh,
what are the things that people who may have experienced the same thing as you? What are they saying about that song? It's a pretty catchy song,
man,
I think.
people. I'm not gonna lie to you. People love that one,
Yeah.
and that's
I
it's
think
funny. Like people see me, they be like, "Yo, snap the pen." They start singing the
yeah.
song, and I knew it made a dent in something when I went back home. And people who they probably see me grow up, or they probably see me in my life, but we was never cool and nothing like that. They're like, "Hey, big man, that's Pimp the Pimp. That's that." Like they come about like, and I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, are you heard my song?" Like I'm like, you listen to my shit?" Like, oh, like I know it's doing something. Y'all spinning it like that. Like, so like I know the reception for that was really good. The video, people love the video, even though I always
Uh-huh.
tell people the video didn't come out how I wanted it to at all. Like it was not supposed to go like that. I was supposed to do like a whole Stephon Arkell transformation in the fog and all that, come out with the scene. But I couldn't get the fog machine to work. The one I had couldn't get the fog machine to work. I went and brought
Laughing
one.
with you, not at you.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I went. I laugh about it. I couldn't get the fog machine. I had to work. I went and brought one, and that didn't work either. So I'm like, bro, maybe I'm not supposed to do that part. Like maybe let's just go. Let's just go. Like you know what I mean? Like it got to get done regardless. I got the video man here, rented the house. Let's just get it done.
It's a lot because for you to so for anybody who doesn't know to be in the public or be a creative of any sort, you have to be a that pivot, like you have to be able to pivot. Like you might have a vision, and if that vision is not coming out the way you know what I mean, the way you plan for it, to have that ability to pivot and still get the job done. Kudos to you. I love
Hey,
it.
look, the show must go on. That's my most streamed. That's my most viewed video. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I'm trying. I got to shoot me another one like that. I think it was the people I had, and I had a lot of people in it.
Yeah, okay, so then that said, as an independent artist, and you still have to, because you're responsible for marketing, you're responsible for making sure that you're pushing it to a larger audience. How do you keep that when you take that level of creativity? How do you apply that to making sure that you are making sure that those listeners and people who support you are sticking with that song and supporting that song, making sure your numbers are going up off that same song, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So one thing I learned about marketing and support is like when you first start out, because it's new, everybody love it.
Mhm.
But as you keep going, the numbers dwindle and dwindle and dwindle and dwindle
Mhm.
to the point where like you gotta actually start planning and making a marketing budget. So that's one thing. I post my music like I'm not gonna say it varies. Sometimes I try to flood, sometimes I don't. I try not to flood so much so more because like flooding like your pages, where your personal pages, stuff like that, will actually have a counter effect. Where
Mhm.
people will stray away from, people will unfollow you, stuff like that. And if you gonna follow me, I kind of don't care. You know, you was never with me to begin with. You can go ahead, go. But like at the end of the day, when I post something and when I drop something, I want the opposite thing to happen. You feel me?
Yeah, you
So
want to attract people. Yeah.
yeah, I want to attract people. So I said that to say like you do have to have a budget. You know, you do have to have a budget as far as marketing goes. I mean, of course, you know you have your main supporters, your friends and family. You appreciate everything they do for you, but you got to actually reach outside of them. And
Mhm.
so, of course, putting promotion, you know, on your videos and your pictures and stuff like that is of course the surefire way to do it. You know, to get the promotion stuff that you want. But one thing that I think is probably the best form of promotion is footwork.
Yeah.
And like I know it's footwork really like I didn't did some numbers just off straight footwork. Like I did walking around talking to people, you feel me, doing a show, something like that, like stuff like that. Like I feel like that's like the most like authentic, you feel me, authentic way to
Mhm.
gain followers and gain fans and stuff like that. I done met so many people just promoting my music. You feel me? Like people, I done met people from all types of states. Cali, I done met people Cali, Texas, Hawaii, up and down the
Yeah.
coast. Like I know people just like I said, just from making music, just from what I'm saying, stuff like that. I know people just like all over the nation, all over the
Mhm.
world. I got a follower from the UK and she make music too. And like, you know what I mean? She been following me, I support, whatever the case may be. Like, you know what I mean? So like I found a person from Hawaii comment on my TikTok video and follow me like, yo, this is fire. Like,
Wow.
from promotion. So like it pays for promotion and stuff like that, but also just being like just being in person. Like it pays like being in person, footwork and stuff like that is real like it's like probably the most authentic way, of course.
Yeah, you had a recently. That's one thing I also noticed about you. You have a lot of posts showing up in different places all over the country. And one of those places I saw Drewski on. So with that a contest, share with the audience where you had the opportunity to participate in, how you felt about that, and where do you see yourself going with that opportunity?
So uh I don't want to downplay it and nothing like that, but like when people be like, "Oh, you got signed to Could Have Been Records," like it's not like what people think. Like it wasn't nothing after that. It was you got signed. See you later. Like so, like it was cool though, and the experience was amazing. I'll tell you that. How it came about was, Drewski does his little tour where he goes to city and city. He does like the thing on stage at the concert hall, something like that, where he does like the show. And so I'm sitting in the house one day. People are like, "Oh yeah, Drewski coming to town." He said, "Everybody who wants to be in the show, pull up to the, pull up to the arena, like at this time." And probably I'm telling you, like six people had called me, text me, sent me the information, like, "Yo, you need to go to this, you
Mhm.
need to go to this." And I'm sitting in the house chilling, like I think it's my day off. And I'm chilling. And I wasn't going to go, but people kept calling me, and like I'm like it got to the point where I was like, "All right, let me just get up and go." So I went up and went, and then like they had everybody in line, and it was a long line, and I got all the way to the front, like all the way. So it was a long line outside, and there was a
Mhm.
line inside the building. You feel me? Going downstairs,
Oh my
and
goodness.
so I had got all the way, waited in line from outside to downstairs, and then like, all right, we're cutting. Like that's it. And I'm like, and people was like, dang. And he was like, no, he was like, people were upset because they waited in line the whole time. But he was like, you, what do you do? And I was like, I sing. He was like, all right, come on. Because I'm still like
Mhm.
6'8", so it was gonna be something, it's just something, it just
Stick out
draw
about
attention.
you. Yeah.
So yeah, so I had my opportunity to go up there. I started singing a little bit. Um, I started off a little shaky in the video. I
Mhm.
started off a little shaky at first. People was very boomy, like, but I bounced back. Caught myself, carried my tunes. You feel me? And then Drewski was like, okay, like he was like, all right, cool. Like people, the audience started singing with me a little bit and all that. So I kind of got into it. I kind of got him into it, and it was a good experience, man. It was great for me, for my nerves, to learn, like just to just to get over some stuff because I be nervous. Like as much as I fake like I'm like real confident. I am real confident. But as much as I like fake like I'm just there, like I'll be nervous as hell. Like almost shaking. Like so So for me, like it was cool. You can probably hear that I was nervous on stage, like in the video and stuff like that too. But it was cool though. Like I said, I got over a little bit of stage fright. I met some great people too. Backstage with a lot of artists, there's a lot of models or comedians or whatever. I met all them, connected with all them too. You know, it was cool. Like I'm still cool with a lot of them. Like I still keep in contact with them and stuff like that. I see them out and about. They say what's up, stuff like that. So it was a great experience, and I really appreciated it. Shout out to Drewski for that. And just for having me, because he could have told, and he didn't even do me. He didn't even do me bad, because he like he made a couple jokes which I expected him to do, but he ain't just what I mean. So I appreciate that too.
Yeah. You know what you said sounds so powerful. You said that even though, nothing really came of that particular situation. Not right now. You never know what will happen in the future. Let's just put that in the atmosphere.
Yeah,
But you were still able to take full advantage just by meeting the other artists and collaborating and getting numbers and networking and stuff.
yeah.
So again, shout out to you because that was an opportunity to not even get caught, because sometimes people get caught up in the main person when you can miss out on collaborating and networking with the people right around you. So shout out to you for that.
No, that's a fact. I don't. I'm one of them people, like you treat the janitor with the same respect as you treat the president of the of the company with. So like I'm not too big. I'm not like what I'm saying. I'm never like it's never nothing like that with nobody. Like so, Drewski a regular person just like they are. And for me, it was just cool just to be, what I mean, just to be around all these talented individuals too. I'm like, the fact I'm in this room says something. So
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So where do you see yourself if thinking long game, you know what I mean, as an independent artist, where do you see yourself within the next 2 years?
the next 2 years, my goal is to have a steady source of income generated from my music.
Yeah, I like that.
Like that's my main thing. Like if I don't even gotta be in your face with it. I could be a songwriter, or what I mean, like, or just or behind the scenes guy, or whatever the case may be. But if I could just make money from my music, like that's my goal in the next 2 years.
Yeah,
Really,
I love
like
it.
selling songs or just what I mean, like selling melodies or whatever the case may be. Like, or like I said, and even still, my goal, of course, is to be the star. Like that's
Mhm.
my goal. I want to be the star. Like I gotta tell everybody, like I love music. Don't get me wrong, but it's not my end game at all.
Well, I'll let you go. This is a platform of inspiring people to believe in their infinite possibilities. And I feel like you should already drop so many gems. But could you share with the audience on the outro your words of wisdom to help them believe in themselves and their infinite possibilities?
Trying to think, what do I tell myself? I got so many quotes in my head. People call me a fortune cookie. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I mean, just like I don't know how to tell nobody, but just keep going, man. Like that's the thing I tell myself is like just to keep going, like just keep going. Like Dory say on Finding Nemo, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep going. Cause like one artist for the quote, I'll say this: they like it's hard being broke and poor, and it's also hard being rich. So you got to choose your hard.
Oh, I like that. That's gonna be the title of your episode. Choose your heart.
Yeah, you gotta choose, man. Like as much as don't get me wrong, I love with a capital LOVE, love to sit and chill and not do absolutely nothing. Like it's one of my favorite things to do is just watch Netflix, the game. You know what I mean? Like I love it. Movies, I love movies and all that. I love doing that stuff, but I can't. I can't do it. And also, but it's funny, me loving that stuff so much forces me and motivates me to drive so hard to where I can do it and it don't feel like I'm wasting time.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So I don't feel guilty because I'm playing the game for a couple hours, or so I don't feel guilty because I ain't do nothing all day because like I done made it. You feel me? Or like
Yeah.
But the thing about that too is it's never going to be enough to where I'm ever going. So it's going to keep me going forever and ever. So that's the goal, man. It's really nothing. It's to do nothing. So I got to do everything so I can do nothing.
Oh, that's right. But again, a man with a plan, like that's your reward system. Like, okay, I'm gonna go hard today. I'm gonna do this, and then for 3 hours I'm about to play the game. Like,
You feel me? Like, yeah. Listen, it gets me going. Like,
yeah,
it gets me going.
yeah. Thank you, Harold, for spending some time with me. I really appreciate it. You are an absolute pleasure to experience. Could you please share with the audience where we can find your music?
Y'all can find my music on all platforms. Um, Instagram, it's all in the stories. Like, you type in audios, Instagram, TikTok, is all in that stuff, Facebook. But I'm also on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music. You can go buy my stuff too. You feel me? If you ever want to spend a little bit of change, you got some extra money, go ahead, buy something. So you can find me literally just about everywhere, any type of streaming platform and all platforms. Also got a EP dropping really soon, so y'all stay tuned for that.
Okay. All right. Absolutely. We're going to include all of those in the show notes so that all of those links and stuff, we're going to make sure that the listening audience who want to come and support you are able to access your music. So with that, you hang on. I'm going to let you go the right way. Everyone else, we will see you next episode. Take care, everyone. Bye.